but against Ices in general, tough for them to deal with.
Yeah.
They want to be able to come in safe, right? They want to get that grab. And if you start, like, doing a lot of that, Ices will start throwing out little ice blocks, doing some blizzards, try to force you to have like a lazy approach, but that's when you start running on the platforms.
I totally agree. This might be the longest hand warmer I've ever borne with.
Yeah.
Can I say it? 2.5 minutes?
That was a long one.
I digress. The last thing I'll say before we get right into it, Falcon, I think, has one advantage people don't talk about a lot, is that his running speed is fast enough to outpace Icy's wave dash speed in short distances.
Really? I did not know that one.
Well, it's more that Falcon can dash back away from a wave dashing in Icy's better than any other character.
Yeah.
You know,
he is fast.
It's most characters, if Icy's wave dashes in and you're dashing back, you're just toast.
Well, speaking of Ices, it looked like Rato took that first stock without taking a single %.
Absolutely true. And I mean, I think this is a lot of what's going to come down to. If a Falcon does not have spot-on recovery against ice climbers, you're getting down smashed.
Yeah.
A lot.
Absolutely. You do not want to be off stage.
Yeah. I feel like I'm definitely seeing the matchup and experience already, A lot of times you got to start from the platforms, really just threaten stomp through the platform. You got to threaten to drop through aerial. But instead, there's a lot of play on the ground, and I think Rato's making him pay. Ooh, that was some cursed DI.
You can usually hit the stage if you're just holding down there, but sometimes you don't expect it. You don't know what Ice is going to do when they're grabbing you.
It looked like maybe he was holding down. It was
not enough.
Not enough.
I don't know. Maybe you have to hold C-stick down as well.
You gotta commit
like
to
that.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't get at least 7 SDI inputs, then are you even a Falcon main?
Yeah.
Try watching some Wizrobe bots.
You just gotta hold a 7 SDI down button on your box.
And after those 2 quick stocks, you can see Dredd starting to play a little scared, and that's the last thing you want to be against Ices. In this matchup, Falcon has to be the one that's got Icy scared.
Yep.
You got to be threatening your stomps, threatening your knees, but I feel like Dredd is just heading to the platforms and then getting cooked on these regrabs. And it's just a very hard matchup if you don't know the ins and outs, And this is the power of mid tiers.
That's the thing in Melee. People say that, some matchups are like favored for one character or another, which is true, but it doesn't mean it's free. You got to know what to do, right?
Absolutely not. And I mean, this is my pet peeve of like the quote-unquote 100-0 matchup, the Peach Ices matchups where they're like, oh, just pick up Peach. And it's like, yeah, but if you just pick up Peach, you're toast.
That's not going to work.
Do you know how to float cancel?
Not going to work.
Do you know the right height to float at? Do you know
heights?
Yeah. Do you know what Armada had to go through so you could live freely in the day of our Lord in 2023? Anyway, that's a JV4.
It's a JV4 for game 1.
I definitely expected this might happen. Rato, just the experience gap, especially within the matchup, is so huge here.
Going Falco, okay.
Falco counter pick. I have not seen Dredd's Falco before.
Me neither.
So I don't know what we're getting into.
Did he start as a Falco main? That sounds kind of familiar.
I feel like there may have been legends. He can play both. Voice in the ear saying he can play both. This is not just an out of nowhere counter pick, though. I also wouldn't blame him after how that game 1 went.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, I think Falco struggles more than Falcon, not by much, but
yeah.
If it's, at this point, whatever you're comfortable with,
I think at a lot of levels, worrying about the matchup percentages is not really too relevant at this level, Right now, a lot of it is just about your own journey in the matchup. Because listen, if you're gonna try and tell me Falco doesn't have a winning matchup against Ice Climbers, I'm gonna smack you. I'm gonna
slap you.
Okay? Falco beats the shit out of Ice Climbers. It's not even close. That being said, Falcon getting his ass beat, but it's not a matchup issue. It's about playing the matchup well. It's about knowing what to do in certain situations. It's about not getting caught in these regrabs. Just Rato playing with his sweet. That was like 3 unnecessary regrabs. He could have just forward smashed him any one of those times.
I will say that never mind.
Oh, Rato went for gold on. Oh, and he catches with the down smash. Oh, just a brutal set we're witnessing
I think
now.
Dredd needs to take a second, take a breath, collect yourself.
Good. Take a stock, recollect, and recollect. Think about the good times in life. Think about you know, when you met your significant other. Think about like your 5th birthday party or something, because looking at the screen is not going to bring a lot of joy right now.
Pop like a 10-second meditation, you know?
Exactly. Sorry, I just got a Be Real notification. Do you mind if I do that I just think it's going to really help me reset my mental. How many
Be Real enjoyers?
How many Be Reals
Do you use Be Real?
No, absolutely not. But I feel like there's got to be at least a few Melee sets that have had a Be Real mid-set where they just took a selfie with who they were playing.
Dude, that would be my #1 John. Like, dude, I was playing so well, then I got my Be Real notification.
I couldn't do anything. I was stun locked. Like, I needed to lose faster because I only have 5 minutes to post.
Yep. Oh, man. Well, you know, Rato took that pretty handedly. I will say that I felt like the first stock of both games, Dredd, like, looked comfortable. And he was doing the right stuff, but once he got hit by a couple of down smashes, a couple of grabs, he was just living in Rato's world.
I think that, you know, the fear set in. At the start of both, I feel like Dredd had the confidence to compete. And after Rato just showed a little bit of sauce, it
Yeah, and it's
you know?
tough.
It is tough. I don't say this lightly, you know?
Yeah.
There's many times I play against someone who I know is better than me. And, you know, they smoke me stock 1, and I'm like, yeah, I'm